Welcome to Roof to Curb. If you're a foodie for the home, we've got you covered. We cover homes, remodeling, landscaping, and exteriors. I'm your host, Todd, president of Custom One. Today, we're live from Prestwick Golf Course in Woodbury, Minnesota at the 7th annual Custom One Charities Golf Tournament. We'll be talking about charity and impacts that were made over the last 7 years, along with new things that are coming up, and we'd love to get you involved or attend. Custom One Charities has helped over 20 other charities so far. Along the way, we have raised over $500,000 for today's youth. Today, we've got special guests, Eric Quito, a board member of Custom One Charities, and Kate Hamilton, executive director of Custom One Charities. Thanks for coming out.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us, Todd.
Pretty good weather.
Great weather.
Beautiful weather.
Right? 81 degrees, a little windy maybe, but good day to golf. What's our turnout, Kate?
We have 164 golfers, 41 foursomes, so we're oversold out and we're full on sponsorship. So great way to start the tournament.
Not bad for our 7th annual. We want to get in a little bit about the charity. It's kind of fun when we split off on, we've been talking a lot about homes and remodeling and landscape and all kinds of other things so far with Roof to Curb, but we do have a charity, Custom One Charities. We have a lot of events that go on, this being our 7th annual golf tournament. And like I said, Kate, it's been a special day. We got 164 people playing, but maybe starting with Kate, just what's your role at the charity as far as what does an executive director do? And then tell us a little bit about how the charity started and what's it all about.
Yeah, thank you. So our charity, this is our 8th year as a charity. We're really set up to support other philanthropic organizations as well as our own programming. So this is our 7th year of the golf tournament. It's happened to be a little bit of a trade-focused tournament, which is really fun to see our Custom One homes and renovation trades people participate and support the charity. But we're really fortunate. We've got a great group of clients, homeowners, just overall people who really support homes, landscape renovation, and the charity side. We, like Todd said, we partner now with 20 other organizations who have really great programming already that we really support. And then we have established some of our own programming. So not only this golf tournament, we have a gala that we do in February, the Mix, which we'll also talk a little bit more about. And then we have a really cool program at Christmas time. We adopt 12 families and we support them. We really partnered well with South Washington County Schools to do that. And then we also have a local hero program where we like to recognize local heroes within the communities that really go above and beyond and look for recognition. So some really neat programming there. We're always looking for new partnerships. We're not set up as a pass-through charity, but we really end up doing that in a lot of ways by having different organizations come to us and look for support. We bring it to our board and we go through kind of a process of, does it fit our mission and our goal of supporting communities that we build in, youth focused, with a little bit, I guess, we kind of worked through a little bit of like a homelessness type of programming too. So
yeah, we've learned a lot about today's youth and trying to help support them. But you talk about homelessness, and some of the numbers we've heard through other organizations that we supported are somewhat staggering, right? You don't think of today's youth being homeless or teenagers, but a lot of people out there that aren't doing so great, and what they call them couch jumpers, right?
Right.
But some of those stories are pretty heartbroken for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
So brings up the board member, Eric Quito, fine board member, been with us since day one, made a huge impact in how we've grown Custom One Charities. Eric, maybe explain just kind of what your role is as a board member and maybe some of the fun impacts you've seen us go through in 7 years.
Yeah. As a financial professional, I feel like I've been able to act as the connector, if you will.
And you've been really good at that.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. I feel like through various networking groups that I'm involved with, I'm able to bring to light some individuals that can help out the charity and that can provide a positive impact, and also been able to introduce other 501c or other charitable organizations that can partner with Custom One Charities. So through that, and then through just being involved in the financial planning process, as a financial advisor, I meet with a lot of clients each and every day that are philanthropic and have are charitably inclined, and so I just want to be able to take that and share those experiences with Custom One Charities and be able to connect the dots, if you will, and introduce new people that we can leverage for our charity.
Yeah, and you've been great at that. In fact, 2 weeks ago, we met with my very own bed,
Meg.
an organization in the Twin Cities area that is now providing beds, frames, bedding, stuffed animals, and books for homeless teenagers and children.
Yep.
And they deliver about 40 beds a week.
Yeah.
And they do a great job of that. So today, part of the money we're raising for the 7th annual Custom One Charities golf tournament is going to go to one of those networks that you speak of,
cool.
Eric. And it's been great
really
as we
neat.
get introduced and find other charities of need and foundations and things that align to what we're doing. It's been fun to watch. So thanks for doing that. What's the ask? What are we looking for people? Kate, earlier you spoke about, involvement and attendance, and maybe what are some of the programs or some of the things that are coming up? I know we've got some things in November, December, and the mix coming out February 17th, 2024. Registration will be open soon for that. But maybe speak to some of the programming and the things that we have done and what we do on an annual basis.
Yeah. So I guess there's a couple ways to look at it. Financially, we're always looking for funds to come in because it allows us to really give and support in that capacity. We do a blanket drive or a pillow drive for bridging in November. That's really fun. It's really easy for people to grab a blanket, grab a pillow, but it makes a huge impact for bridging in that organization. And then at Christmas time, when we adopt families, it's really helpful to have funding come in for that, to be able to bring in 12 families and adopt them. It's usually around $1,000 a family. So the financial contribution to that, we never meet the families, which we're okay with. We just like the opportunity to get to know a little bit about each family so that we can appropriately designate gifts and funds for them. And then sponsorships are a huge way to support. We have a lot of different trade organizations that have been very generous, but we like to open that up a little bit, more corporate or individual donors to be able to help from a sponsorship perspective. The more money that we can bring in, the more money we can give out. And we have a very low to almost no administrative costs involved too. So that piece of it should feel very good for people, that money in and money out, as far as how we're set up as an organization.
How do we do that, Kate? Most organizations are set up. They have a expensive executive director, if you will, or they have a large staff. How are we able to do that as a pass-through organization?
We have volunteer board members, which is huge. That's probably one of the most thankless positions ever, as Eric will never speak negatively to, but he jumps in such a huge way. We have other board members here today as well. And then my position is part-time and some volunteer in kind as well. And so we just really keep all of our administrative low on that perspective.
Yeah, for sure. Eric, one of your favorite events may be the Vegas trip.
It is.
So we do that. We're doing that next April, May timeframe. You want to talk a little bit about what that does and who goes and how we've grown that and how people can get involved with that?
Well, I think it's a great way to not only network if you're a business owner, but it's also a good way to network and be a part of a charity event, if you will. And we have a great time. It's a lot of fun. It's very low key. We've had, I believe, 4. This is third or fourth? Yeah, four trips now that we've had.
From
and
19 people to 40.
They've gone very well. They've grown with each trip. I think we've added and we've figured out with each trip how we can make the next one better. But they have been very successful. If you have interest, definitely contact Kate or myself or Todd, and we'd love to have you join us because they're a lot of fun, and it's a great way, like I said, to support Custom One Charities.
Yeah, you can go right to the website, customonecharities.com. All the registrations happen there. All the activities happen there, and pretty vibrant group.
Yeah.
It's been a good group to grow with. We appreciate all you guys' efforts and times, of course. But throughout the day here on Roof to Curb, we're going to bring a couple special guests on. We've got a gentleman that's going to close out the podcast that I think people recognize his familiar face, that's for sure. But we'll talk a lot about the mix with that guest, and we'll continue to bring some people on, and we'll keep talking here. So next guest is coming up. And Kate, Eric, thank you again for all your efforts and times.
Thank you.
You've
Thanks,
made a
Todd.
great
Appreciate
impact,
it.
not only for the charity, but for all the people that we've touched and impacted. So we'll keep doing what we're doing, onward and upward.
Thanks, Todd.
Thanks, Todd.
Thank you. Roof to Curb podcast, sponsored by Duke Cannon. Don't trust your mutton chops and mustaches to just any brand. Duke Cannon Supply Company makes hardworking grooming products for hardworking guys, and their products will help you keep your facial hair in championship form. From their beard wash and balms to beard oil, they have your back and your face covered. Duke Cannon, work harder, smell better. Stock up on DukeCannon.com and use Beard10 for 10% off your next order. Duke Cannon is an official partner of the Minnesota Wild. Here we are with Jim Clark, president of Great Plains Millwork, Steve Wyden, director of sales for
Certified Collision Group.
But the better part is Steve Wyden is on our board. He's been on our board for 6 years, somewhere around
almost,
there.
Yep.
Jim Clark has been on our golf committee for over 7 years. So thanks for coming out, guys. We got a great day. We got 164 golfers out at the 7th annual Custom One Charities golf tournament. Jim, you've been a big part and helped kind of instrument and develop what we got going today. Maybe just talk a little bit about the golf tournament, what it means to you, and why do you guys support it? Why are you involved?
Sure. It's a good way for us to kind of give back to the community. I mean, when you asked us to be a part of it, it was kind of a no-brainer for us. The good that it does, the money you raise. I mean, Todd, you know the numbers on it, but each year it seems that it's increasing more and more and more. And,
For sure, it's grown.
It feels good to be able to give back and be a part of it. It's been great.
We've from the day one, the first year to today, the money that we've raised net is almost tripled in those 7 years.
That's just crazy. Crazy good.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
And Steve, you see it from a board level where you see it from a bunch of other things we're doing, but maybe just talk about how you've gotten involved and what that's meant and see the impacts of Custom One Charities.
Yeah, so it's been a great organization to be a part of. Growing up in Woodbury my whole life, like you, Todd, legacy people here in Woodbury, and actually playing Prestwick, but it used to be Wedgwood when it first started. Being a member here, my family is a member here, and being able to really support our community. Golf's obviously a passion of mine, so I love doing it. So that's a nice benefit. But the money we raise as an organization and that we give back to the eastern part of the cities, along with some medical and things like that we do, it's just so rewarding. It's so fulfilling, and it's something that Todd, you and I have talked about for a long time from our relationship. And we're fortunate to be here. We're fortunate to be in the cities, and I think sometimes we don't realize how fortunate we truly are. And I can say from my personal, until I got involved with the charity, when you asked me to be on the board, I didn't realize how many people needed our help. I never realized it because you grow up in Woodbury, like in a bubble.
Yeah, there's a lot of bubbles in the Twin Cities, right? Or there's a lot of bubbles in the country, and not to get on a political tangent, but there's a lot of people in need, right? And there's various reasons and how they got there, but it's been amazing to have really good people come in and get involved to help support it. And I'd also say through the other foundations, charities, and programming that we've done to get educated, to your point of like, you learn a lot, you think you're in a good spot or maybe a bad spot. And it's like one of those things where you don't realize how bad is bad.
That's right.
Right.
Yep.
And there's a lot of people in need. And, earlier we were talking about homeless teenagers and homeless people and, mental health and how do we help, youth initiatives where, we start seeing mental health crises in high schools and elementaries and middle schools. And obviously with, Custom One Charities, we're youth initiative based, but trying to keep kids active, try to keep kids in a good spot, trying to get them in a spot where they can help deliver back to the community that they grew up in and trying to support it in a really good way. So it's been, to your point, been really, really fun and interesting.
Eye-opening experience. Big time. Big time.
Without a doubt. So, we got a fun day ahead of us. We got 164 golfers out here today at Prestwick Golf Course in Woodbury. Jim Clark, you've been a big piece of what we've done with the golf tournament, and greatly thank you for participating in that. We couldn't do it without you and your support. And you also attend a trip every once in a while that we go somewhere.
I do. You guys have a good charity trip that takes us out to Vegas of all places, which has always been a real hoot. And again, that's the beauty of it. We come out here, we have a good time. We go out there and have a good time, and it's all in the name of raising some funds for some people that are a little less fortunate. So you get to bundle it all together. So to speak.
So thank you again for attending. Steve Wyden, board member for a long time. We've been great to have you. We're looking forward to growing this thing and hopefully doubling what we can do in the short future.
I think we should try to get a morning afternoon tournament next year.
There you go. Could
double
happen.
dip.
Front and back. Nice.
There you
So,
go.
yeah, we've told people so far, any registrations available on CustomOneCharities.com. We got some fun things coming up. We got a blanket pillow drive. You're going to hear this redundant. We've got 12 families at Christmas. The 12 families at Christmas is always interesting because people think, you just find 12 families. It's easy. It's really hard. And, anyone that's listening or anybody that wants to participate, we would love to have those 12 families identified so that through our charity, we can definitely help them have a little cheer at that time of year. So you guys, thanks for coming out. Hope you hit it straight. Have a good time. And we'll see you in here for dinner. Roof to Curb podcast sponsored by Chill Boys. Chill Boys bamboo boxer briefs. What do these boxer briefs do for you? Well, for starters, they're made out of bamboo, a fabric specifically designed to keep the boys cool when you need it the most. You can feel the difference from the moment you open the package and feel the cooling sensation of the Chill Boys boxer briefs. Join the movement. Ditch those old-fashioned low-tech underwear. They'll just leave you sitting in a swamp. Don't take our word for it. Try some life-changing underwear for yourself. Visit chillboys.com and keep the boys cool this summer. All right, here we are back with Jason DeRusha, the man on the town. He's in a lot of restaurants. He's on the air on WCCO a little bit. And we're fortunately to come across Jason DeRusha, been involved with a lot with the building industry. And we're glad to have Jason as a partner moving forward with Custom One Brands and more importantly, Custom One Charities. But Jason, you're going to be an ambassador for Custom One coming up.
I tell you, the way that you guys have been leaders in the building industry, of course, is how we met. But I am drawn to people with big ideas, and you're one of those people.
Thank you.
But the fact that you guys, this is incredible, right? You're a home builder, you're a remodeler, you've got the landscape arm. To take a day and say, let's bring everybody together and see if we can make our community a better place. How do you not get excited about that?
Yeah, it's awesome. We got good weather. It's gonna be a little breezy out there. We got
you have excuses built in. If your golf game is terrible, it's very windy.
We need those. So, but yeah, good day to have a cocktail, network a little bit more with the industry and trade partners and friends and family. And this is. People talk about the Masters coming around. It's the best day on the year.
Right,
this is my best day of the year because we get to work with a bunch of people that we know and friends, and we raise some money for some really good things. So the biggest thing we got you coming in for, Jason, not only are you helping us with the golf event this year, but you're going to MC our mix in February 17th, 2024.
Oh, it's going to be so much fun. I know it's at Aboulay, which is such a beautiful spot right in the lower town area of St. Paul. But getting everybody together. Look, if you're involved in this industry, home building, first of all, people like to have a good time.
Yes, they do.
In every sense of that phrase. But when you get that group together, and it's so many familiar faces, obviously going back to your days of drywall and painting, and you've got people that have been with you for 20 years.
Yeah.
It's going to be fun. And the fact is, charity partners, nonprofits in the Twin Cities. I was talking to a CEO of a nonprofit last night.
Yeah, Children's Cancer Research Fund.
Yeah. Elizabeth, unprovoked, is like, one of our great partners is Custom One.
That's great to hear.
Which is really cool. So it's going to be a ton of fun. And hopefully this year we'll raise more money than ever before.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it. Our goal is to have over 400 people in attendance. We haven't done that yet. And we've got some really good things planned. You got
the band, right?
The band Pop Rocks.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen them, but they do about 30 wardrobe changes, and they come out and skit in costume if they're doing.
Do we have to do wardrobe changes as well? We might need to be prepared for this.
I think there could be an opportunity for you, Jason, getting pulled on stage, and maybe you're the Ozzy Osbourne or Lady Gaga.
Right.
Who knows?
Who knows? This is why you have to buy your tickets to come to the mix.
Come see it. So that registration will be open before Thanksgiving, so they can come back to CustomOneCharities.com and look at that. Jason's going to be emceeing. There'll be a live auction there, a really good time. It's another place to network. Like I said, the industry comes to that, but it's really open to the general public.
Great.
So it can be anywhere from Maple Grove to Woodbury to Wayzata to Forest Lake. Anybody can come. We'll have an Uber set up for it, and whoever wants to come out and have a good time and enjoy it, network, have a really good dinner, and listen to you talk for a little bit and entertain.
I'll try to be entertaining.
Absolutely. So we're excited to have you out, Jason. Anything else you want to talk about charity wise that you're excited about? Obviously you didn't have to join us. You made a decision there.
Yeah. To me, I only want to work with people who are giving back the community. You get in I've been in the news media in this town for 20 years and now to be in radio, but I get to choose who I work with. And to me, that it starts with the generosity and the charity, because I think when I think about who I do business with personally, it's always, I don't know, I think you get an integrity that comes from people who care about more than their immediate corner.
Yeah.
And I really feel that with you guys. So I'm just so proud to be a part of it.
Yeah, that's really how the charity started. You know, we're building homes and changing communities through housing stock, if you will, and product that we're building. But
of course,
we sat and looked at it and said, hey, we're not doing enough, right? Like we build these homes around people's stories, but they get to participate and live in it. But we want the rest of the community to be in a really good spot. And we thought that if we went down the youth initiative platform and really started to impact the youth, whether it be academics or athletics or, you know, the arts, all kinds of different things, other programs that you see in communities, we want to support all this. So we're always looking for other partners, and we're always looking for other ways to raise money to help these people out. But that's really why, to your
like
point.
You said, inherently what home building does is change the face of a community. You change a family, you change the community. But if you're going to build better homes and attract great people to live here, we got to make sure the community is a great place to live.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
it takes that whole effort.
Yeah. So February 17th, the Mix Party of the Purpose 2024. We're looking forward to it. We're hoping to get at least 400 or more people in a room.
Let's do it.
Have a good time, listen to a little music, dance, have a cocktail, and just really, really have a good time with a lot of people in there.
Can't wait.
So,
can't wait for it.
Jason, thanks for coming out today to the golf tournament, and we'll be seeing a lot of you soon.
That's right. Thanks, Todd.